Hello.
Hi, everybody. It's us. We're here. We're doing the thing.
We live.
Can you see us? Can you hear us? Do we sound okay?
All the standard questions. If
Or
you're
do we just sound like normal?
on YouTube and hearing those questions, you can comment your responses down below. I promise they will not change, at least not for this one. But I'll take your comments under advisement and probably go towards the next one, as long as you do it before next Tuesday.
Perfect.
We looking good?
Sounding okay. I just gotta... I think I gotta turn you up maybe
Chill.
just a little teeny bit, Joe.
I shall do my best not to mutter.
Thank you.
Just rocking out to music only I can hear.
That's
should
fine.
do
I was
that.
rocking out to music only I can hear. Alrighty, we are
what I'm
ready. We sound good. If you guys can't hear anybody, let me know. I can turn them up on my end, and it'll be great.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
For those of you who have not been here the past couple of weeks and figured this kind of stuff out, my name is Joe, also known as Clockwork Tuba. Normally this would be on my channel, but I broke it. My internet's not happy with me, so
Stop breaking your things.
I really wish I could. I super wish I could. But we're playing the game Warrenguard, written by Natalie Putum. This game is generally fantastic. It is one of my favorite games I've run in a very long time, because it is all about dragon riding, and who the hell hasn't dreamt about riding dragons? If you haven't, let's sit down for a while and talk about it, because that seems like a very interesting and strange world, because I've been dreaming about dragons since I was a kid. But
I don't dream, so.
Aw, Ava,
I also don't think in pictures, so
I
that probably
don't
has something to do with it.
understand that.
Oh,
Like
that's
I get that. I
interesting.
know that it happens with people. Genuinely, my brain does not cannot compute. But what this game is basically it's dragon riding to the best of its ability, and to the us trying to figure out it's found family. It's dragon riding. It is trying to keep yourself sane while dealing with the people you're forced to work with and fight, but knowing they have your back in life or death situations. As always, we're going to go around the table to have people introduce themselves and where you can find them. And paradoxically so, we're going to start with Aegis.
Hi, I'm Aegis. You can find me here at the place where the bot doesn't want to work.
Bot, do your job, bot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bot. Cloud bot.
Many
Fucker.
jobs.
We'll
Yep,
get John
many
Connors
jobs.
on your ass, bot.
Yes, exactly. I have the Warrenguard thing, and it's not Warrenguarding, so...
Aw, boo.
Are you misspelling it like last week?
No, I checked.
Okay.
And then I
looked.
copy-pasted
I
to
will.
be absolutely sure.
I will say this is why all of the Warren Guard stuff on my channel is just Warren, like Warren play and Warren art, because I can spell Warren much more reliably than I can spell Warren Guard. I realized
do
that
Warren.
apparently I've been spelling Warren Guard in
Well.
a lot of my YouTube videos that I had to fix.
Oh.
All right, that's Aegis, so let's go to keep on going on the circle.
Yes,
Aegis
it's
is
me.
working
Sorry,
with
hi,
things.
bye.
That's okay. You're focused on stuff.
Which way we going?
We're gonna go for Lou next.
Okay, hi, I'm Tallulah and Chill. You can find me as Tallulah and Chill as well. And dragons.
Durgans.
Let's go.
Who are you playing?
Dragons. I am Salem with my purple snooty little dragon named Basil. Well, he's not so little. He's second biggest.
Second biggest. And while Aegis is focusing on fighting with the bot and fighting the good fight against the robot
Yo.
overlords, Aegis does play Esther Jean, our old timer.
I do play Esther Jean.
Who rides the yellow dragon Thon.
I did it!
Yay! Booyah! Fuck you, robot overlords.
You just had to fix it. Yeah, there you
I just had to turn the on button on.
That's usually helpful, yes.
go. You, you.
Isabits is not here this week. That was it was a planned thing.
And then she got hacked.
And then she got hacked on Discord, so it's
Oh, I know.
It's even
God,
worse
guys,
of a
don't
thing.
accept requests on Discord ever.
also because this is going out to Aegis and Bread channel. Isabits is a member of the community. There were definitely notices going across the board, but just in case, Isabits is currently hacked. Until you hear from basically one of us and like one of us with faces say, "Hey, it's okay." don't respond, they're being dillweeds. But as I said, no, not the blue.
Problem
I don't
is,
have a face.
the link
You
came
can
from a known
trust this
person.
face.
Yeah,
It came from an
Mine.
actual account from a friend is the problem.
yeah, it was that person got hacked.
It
and then
wasn't,
It came through.
yeah.
Yeah.
The speech pattern caught
Yeah.
me off guard when the quote-unquote Isabits messaged me. And I'm like, wait, Joe, is this normal?
Something not right.
And
Yeah, I was like,
Only
is it
gotten
in order?
hazed.
Yeah, I was like,
It's
oh.
like, don't even try it.
And as I've said on a different server, we've all been there. We've either been hacked ourselves or had friends who have been hacked or had servers that were spammed by bots or whatever the case may be. We stick together. We remind them that they're morons and that we know who our friends are. And we show them that it's never going to work. And then we prevail.
I found an easy way to thwart these guys is question it.
There you
Because
go.
the moment you start asking questions, they give up. Like somebody in another server I was in got hacked a couple days ago as well, and they sent me messages and they're like, hey, can I ask you for some help? And I've barely spoken to this person. I was like, what kind of help? What do you need? And then they never responded. And then they got back to me like 2 days later like, hey, I'm glad this didn't go any further because that wasn't me.
Yeah, right. Someone, one of my Facebook friends, they got their thing compromised, and I got a friend request from the person's new account because they had to make a new account, and then the old account messaged me asking for money, and I started saying, "Oh yeah, sure, no problem. I actually owe you whatever. I owe you that plus whatever from last week. I'm coming over tonight, so I'll just bring it to you then."
Lol.
And
They were
last
like,
but
"No,
not least, we have
I don't
Ava.
need cash. I'm like,
Ava.
Yep, I am Ava Rogers. You can find me here currently on this game, for the next couple weeks at least. And on Monday nights over on Shadows of Nox on Twitch. And on the most recent season currently being released on the Shadowrun Actual Play podcast of the Arcology. What season is that's releasing? 3? 4?
37.
12.
It was something. I don't remember. Anyway. Yeah. And I am playing, Kian. Fresh-faced, naive little Kian.
Poor little broken boy, Kian.
With his blue
Sweet-hearted
dragon,
Kian.
Alarum.
Yes. Regardless of what season it is, go find the Arcology podcast. Start listening. If you don't hear Ava's voice, just comment below it. Where's Ava? And just keep on commenting that across any episode you can find that doesn't have Ava.
Where
in
Ava
it.
be? Where Ava at?
Because A, that'll be engagement for them, and B, it'll get have them bring Ava back. Duh. It's how we work this. When last we left our intrepid heroes, aka these fuck ups, we had. Don't give me that
Not
look.
that bad.
I do recall somebody punched out the attaché of the Dragon Master General, and that was your protege.
And I've never been more proud.
We find ourselves in Pridehold and above it right now as we are getting prepped because it is festival time. So let me ask this, and I'm going to toss this out to everyone in general. What is the festival? What is the festival celebrating? Because I've got a couple ideas I can throw out there, but if you guys have ideas, I'd love to hear them.
Well, one being the obvious, dragons.
Dragons.
Honor the dragons.
I was gonna go with the classic Harvest Festival.
Oh yeah, Harvest Festival, perfect.
Harvest is probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
Harvest works for me too.
I just, I just had that flash of I'm a horrible person, so I apologize for this, but I had the flash that
What have you done?
one of the big outputs of this hold is the giant herds of cows that you guys have been protecting. So if it's harvest time for the cows,
no.
there's an entire bloody section that is just, we don't go there.
A literal bloody section. I hate you, Joe.
It's
Dragons gotta eat, yo.
Dragons got a dragon, you know.
Dragons got a dragon.
Not only the fact that, you know, these cows don't just feed you guys, these cows feed dragons all across the land. You know, there's the next couple of weeks, the entire hold's gonna smell like jerky. Because everyone is being
that's gonna kill all of us.
Yeah, have fun. By the way, as a reminder, you're all vegetarian, at least publicly.
We have little bacon snacks from time to time. I particularly enjoy jackfruit. Thank you very much.
Jackfruit.
But speaking of transportation, there did come a couple of days ago, a notice that the train that had been leading up to the tracks that are basically coming into Pridehold that aren't quite here yet, that are still off in the distance, that Esther grumbles to every morning when she sees them, because back in her day you didn't have any fancy trains bringing things
none
around.
of them fancy shits. Nah,
it fully derailed.
We don't do it.
The entire train went off the tracks and caused a bit of a hiccup. The dragons that were assigned to that run of the train were relatively puny. So when the call came in, Lilith and Minnie Smalls had to go and kind of fit things right, because you can either take like an entire warren of dragons to lift a single train, or Minnie can do it herself. So Lilith has basically been spending...
That's true, she can.
Has been spending the past couple of days, and you know she's going to miss the festival doing this.
She's gonna be
lifting the trains back onto the tracks and getting everything sorted.
Yeah,
I
think only she could.
That's it. It's like he's even as big as Basil is, he's not quite up to the snuff of the bronze massive dragons of being able to just force this kind of stuff around. And
Basil's big, but he's not 50-foot big.
Yeah.
No.
So
and Basil is snooty.
Oh yeah, no, Basil would break a nail and complain the entire time.
He would complain. He would rough up one scale and start whining.
So, yeah, so that's why Lilith is not here.
Him.
Because she is both missing the festival and doing back-breaking labor. Lilith is not going to be a happy camper when Lilith returns.
She's going to be miserable when she gets back, I swear to God. We got to make sure that we hide a little bit of jerky left for her.
And the booze. Freshly made. So.
But where do we find everybody? Because, again, it's the festival is harvest. It's celebrating the dragons, especially if the harvest is the cows. Then it's basically it's like there are puppetry and plays talking about
why can't it be harvest for our food? It doesn't have to be a slaughter festival.
I'm sure it is too. Like it's a harvest for everything, but considering that it's like a work hard
harvest meat at any time.
Yeah, I think it's like a work hard play hard situation. Like it's when everything is coinciding. So they spent like the past week and a half straight working 12 hours days to make sure they're harvesting all of the crops, culling the herd from where they needed to, basically doing all the butchery work. You guys have had steak galore being brought up to you guys in the Warren as everything else gets packed and then shipped over. Some may go missing for the nobles of the city. No one's gonna people will turn a blind eye to that. But it's also like the harvesting of the wheat and the corn and like all the different things as well, to where it's been a week and a half straight of that. So now there's an entire weekend of just pure like Mardi Gras, blowing off steam of we've done the work, we can rest for a bit and we're gonna have fun doing it.
So I'd almost like to kind of think that, as us being the protectors of this particular area where we raise all of the cows for everybody, our dragons get first pick.
Oh, absolutely. There's definitely. You know what? I think it even goes to the point of, like, at the start of it all, Esther had to come down on Thawne and like be presented like almost like a reverse pardoning of a turkey, where like 6 cows were led up in front of Esther, and she had to choose which one was going to be slaughtered and delivered directly to the Warren.
Wow.
Oh, is it? Give me 1 second. I have to do the thing. I
Do
did
the
the wrong
thing.
title for the game, apparently.
Gasp.
But I was thinking more along the lines of Thawne was trying to pick his cow, and so he's just like down in the area, just like Esther is watching over while he's just zipping back, like, "Oh, that one's good, oh, but that one's good, oh, but that one looks good, but that one looks juicy, but that one looks good, but that one looks that one.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I apologize in advance for what's about to happen, but that
What
just
have you
put an
done?
image in my head, and it's too good.
Oh god.
I think all of the dragons get to pick a cow. I don't think Alarum got the full message. So everyone is picking a cow to eat. I think Alarum has picked a pet.
Oh no! Yes, but no.
No.
Don't name it.
Don't name it Alarum, please.
But Ken, look at the little horn nubs. Why wouldn't I name him?
Let me guess. She wants to name it Nubs.
Alarum,
Yes, Ken.
do you know where your meat comes from?
It comes from the Pride Hold. It comes up the Corvin. Uncle Corvin brings it up the winch.
Right. But oh dear.
I'm standing next to Key, and I'm like,
So here comes
is
the
there a
downside.
problem?
Because of the mental connection, and because that comes from the dragons, dragons can have secrets from humans. Humans cannot have secrets from dragons.
So Kian's trying
So-
to figure out how do I break this gently.
You feel that
And
like
she
presence
knows.
ruffling through your brain, Kian. And Alarum does the whole thing of just like, fine.
Meat is cows.
Like just like the full like yeah moment.
Oh. And I'm standing next to Key, and I'm like, she found out, didn't she?
Yeah.
Oh.
You know what? Because this is going to be too adorable for later on. Alarum full on grabs Nubs, Sir Nubs, as she keeps on screaming into your
no.
brain, and flies him up to the Warren, dumps him on Corvin's lap, growls at Corvin terrifyingly, and then flies back down to you.
That was a thing.
Twas.
We're not.
I think
we're
we
not
got a new pet now.
Yeah, I don't think we're getting that one back.
Uh,
Okay. I have to account for now a bull in my hold. Okay. Along with my cat. Who's like perched on my shoulder, like the flop. Freckles is on my shoulder.
It's a good thing we went that open layout in the barn then, huh?
Exactly.
The noble who's the head of this particular the herd that got chosen.
I mean, technically, it's a calf.
Yeah, it'll get bigger.
Is very like
Just gotta convince the other dragons not to eat it.
That's probably gonna be the toughest part. I'm not gonna lie there.
so. Here's the thing. I will say this: the noble in charge of the herds notices that everyone else like the dragons are not Basil needs it to be butchered, but the dragons don't really need it to be butchered.
Yeah, no, Basil's just snooty.
So
That's
the
the
fact
phrase for
that
the day.
Alarum went left and came back without licking chops or anything like that, the noble in charge of the herd is going to reluctantly offer another pick because apparently Alarum did not want to eat this one. But you can tell that they are not happy with that. They do not want that to happen. They accommodated for cow is gone, and this would be a fifth cow, and it's basically cutting into profits. So basically, I will leave it up to you guys, and I'll leave it up to Esther, and leave it up to Kian, if another cow is chosen for Alarum.
I don't want to have to. As hardened as I am. Hello, kind. You'll note. So I don't want to have to force Alarum to eat the.
On the other hand, Kian is taking a more strong stance. Like, we're going to have a talk with Alarum and explain that this cow that she picked out.
Mm-hmm. I'm just watching the thought process across Kian's face.
It takes a minute.
This is not the conflict I thought we were going to have tonight. But you know what?
But you only get your pick of one, and that was so that was your pick, and that pick was meant to be part of your rations, your meat, your food. That's what you were picking out, and you only get to pick one. So
okay, if there's a hard line to take,
Ian's kind of being like real gentle with you picked your one, but that means we're missing food for the hold. For if you choose to keep it as a pet.
How often do dragons need to eat, by the way? Is it like snakes where you just kind of do like once or twice a week?
It's a relatively daily thing. A good section of Pride Hold is to like storing fresh meat, but again, like jerky and doing things like that to help preserve it whenever they do like the larger cullings and send it out to everywhere. I will say this. People, the dragons won't go hungry if you do not eat Cernibs. This is more of the, you could garner favor with this noble by turning down the offered extra cow, or you could, basically put your dragons before the noble and say, hey, no, I want. And I will say, radiating from Alarum is full on every kid who's standing in the toy store and their parents say you can get one. And it's that indecision to like ripping her apart a bit as she wants both worlds.
You don't gotta choose now, but I'm just letting you know that's the one, okay?
Again, antsy puppy feet. Like Alarum is like doing the prancing in place type of thing of trying to figure out. But then full on slinky head all the way down to the lowest, and just kind of reaffirms that she wants Cernibs to be safe.
Oh.
Okay. And I'll give her a hug.
She leans, she does the whole, horse lean into it, where it's like, hey, you need to pay attention because you are far bigger than me, and oh no.
Yeah. Me too. My knees.
So, I will say that, Minnie will definitely come back for one. But that is still you can tell he tries to get out of the noble tries to get out of it, saying, okay, well, there's only 3 of you this year for the festival, and Altram
No.
Altram basically steps in and says, and all dragons will get to choose theirs, to kind of reinforce it. So that is how the festival starts. What happens next?
Hopefully nothing more fancy, because I think Esther Jean's a little fancy partied out.
There's a list of things Esther Jean should be at. Esther Jean is not going to be at these things.
Yep.
Salem will probably be in her place.
It's well, I mean, Salem can definitely take some of them, but there are definitely it's definitely those things of like, at the grandstand there's just the list of people as they are giving speeches, and there's just the empty like folding chair.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Can't make me not gonna do it.
So talk to me about the festival. What is like what are the delicacies of this festival? What is the thing you have to get? What is the thing you have to try? Are there rides? What's going on?
Fruit. That's the first thing I think of. Fruit. Like caramel apples.
So if it's a harvest thing, then obviously folks are coming in with all of their various what have you. So I like to
Their
think that maybe
wares.
there's some like, because we're vegetarian, but can we be pescatarian? Can there be folks coming in from the coast?
Fish
with
gets fed to
some
the
of
dragons
their-
as well. There
Yep,
are in fact
fish and bread.
they're in the actual play that helped kind of kick this whole thing off for me, of me becoming obsessed with Warrenguard, on Critical Misses, what is called is in the city of Tidehold, and their whole thing was fishing for the dragons. But I will say this: you don't get fish from the sea, and we'll do a callback to a running joke that we had for a while. Grapes that have
Grape!
grapes that have been like slightly candied and then rolled in sea salt.
Oh yes, I need me some of those.
Let's go.
That is one of those
That's
things of
probably our favorite thing.
like
Yeah.
like raisins will be for the next couple of months, but grapes are only going to be really for like this first little bit
For right now.
as
Yeah.
the ships come in, or as the
I like it.
harvests come in.
Perfect. Candy grapes.
That's what I talk about as like the grapes.
So, and of course, Kian, this is your first festival here.
Mm-hmm.
So, what does Kian need to try? What is Kian so excited to? Is Kian excited?
So after Kian's excited, yes. But they go through these like really rough waves of really, really excited, and then he'll lock himself in his room for a while. And then he'll come out really excited again. And honestly, everything. Once the festival is like in full swing, throwing themselves at everything. And almost, and well, actually, it kind of is. Because that interaction with Alarum reminded them of an interaction they had with their younger sister once, when she was really little. And okay, phone, what are you doing? Sorry, I thought my phone was finished updating like an hour ago. It just restarted again. And so they're kind of throwing themselves at everything, trying to ignore the homesickness.
Okay. Because there's the new week move you guys got for this chapter of celebrate without care for tomorrow. I would say that definitely qualifies. Go ahead and take yourself the token.
Yeah, that was my first thought as soon as I saw that move. I was like, oh, yeah, we're gonna do that, but make it sad.
How about Estrogene? How about Salem? And is there like any NPCs you guys are seeking out in general, or
Ian will try to pull Corvin out for a while to enjoy himself as well.
I will say you go back and have to explain why a calf was dropped in his lap.
Oh. Yeah.
And that after readying a section of the
on.
stables for the calf, and like getting some
Yeah.
like hay in there, which normally you used to just put on the ground for the dragons, but apparently we're feeding it to the cow now. Corbin will come out, and it's full on like. No, I will say that you notice Corvin being slightly cagey with you. And, like, leading you along in the festival. Do you let that happen?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Okay, we're going to come back to that. Astrogene, what are you doing?
Munching on some grapes.
That's what I was about to say.
Enjoying them. Kind of maybe ate a few too many, but
On a scale of orange to bronze, how drunk is Esther at the moment?
let's go. We're like a little between purple and blue.
All right, fair. Esther's having a good time.
It's a good time. Some of these grapes, they fermented a little bit.
Esther knows.
They did it on purpose.
Esther knows the things to say at certain tents, and they bring out the different kind of harvests that have been happening around the different holds, and the kind of harvest that everything is kind of a-okay after you dip into that harvest.
This is her Oktoberfest.
Yes. Is there anybody she's seeking out? Any veterans from the old days she wants to go hang out with?
Maybe she's taken a peek around to see, because she remembers, the other at the not festival, but at the
Gala.
The one gentleman that swept her off her feet.
Okay.
The maiden's dad.
Yeah, clear as
Yeah,
clear
the
as
maiden.
father.
Yes.
I could say that she could definitely bump into him if she wants. Like he's a known enough figure. She's a known enough figure. Any move that you want to pull on this?
Fuck. I feel like bottling emotions would actually be kind of perfect. Because, like, I seek him out, I find him, I start to walk up, I start to sober up, and I'm like, no.
Oh, are you doing the cat thing of I want to be near you, but if you recognize the fact that I want to be near you, I am gone in a second?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Oh my goodness.
I will say that you two do that dance for like a couple of hours of you always show up where he
Eye
is.
contact.
He's always showing up where you are, but you're not actually interacting.
Hey.
It's that eye
oh.
contact, like, hey there, and then looks away.
How about Salem?
I'm looking for the matron from the gala.
Altram is doing basically the standard stuff of running everything. This is the first festival that Altram has run, as the matron. So
Then
she is
probably
yeah. She's basically lots of speeches. They're basically being seen. She's doing the equivalent of, we have a local state fair where like politicians have to come in and like eat a Gianelli sausage and like get some dinosaur barbecue and that kind of stuff. Like so, like she's doing the equivalent of that, like going to the right places, being seen. Of like every politician has to kind of do these things.
I'll escort, and I will just make sure I have a bag of grapes for snacks for her.
I see I see them in like those wax paper bags that like roasted nuts come in.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Mm.
So I have like a bunch of them.
Candied pecans.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, candy pecans.
Absolutely. Any move that you wanna do in this situation. This music is not fitting the scene at all. Let me see if I can find better music.
I'll do my weak move of exhaust myself caring for others. So I'm caring for Altram.
Ooh, Meevil Fair. Yay, tabletop audio. Absolutely. Yeah, you basically are taking care of her more than yourself. You she coughs a little bit in a sentence, and then next thing you know, you're there at her shoulder with water and things like that. Like you're basically taking care of her. And that's absolutely fine. Go ahead and take the token.
Got it.
We come back to Corvin and Kian. And Corvin is sitting down on a stoop, like rubbing his knee, because, the walking took a lot out of him. Notices that there is a little, like, ice cream shop nearby. And tells Kian, go get us two cones. Like, gives you the money for it. Kian, I assume you go running off to do so.
Yeah.
When you come back, Corvin is gone. And
But where?
you see standing nearby, looking lost, overwhelmed, not confused, but just kind of like really like just bedraggled by everything going around her. Kalira is looking a little like flustered and tired and trying to keep up appearances, and you can tell like there's those moments of it cracking. What does Kian do?
Kian will kind of give another half-hearted look around for Uncle Corvin, and then make their way up to Kalira, and ask, "Are you all right, Miss Kalira?"
Oh, Ryder Kian. Yes. Like you could do the whole thing where straightens up her shoulders. Yes, I'm quite fine. Thank you. Did you is doing the awkward, like staring at the two cones of ice cream in your hand and going,
Would you like one?
oh, thank you. And she
I
flushes
have an
and
extra.
she flushes
Yeah,
and takes it.
looking around.
And you see at that moment, as soon as you hand it over, there's like Corvin in the background in the crowd who just like he lifts his cane up, like gives you a kind of salute by tapping it to his foot, and like literally does the serial killer thing of then like if somebody walks by and Corvin is gone.
He does the Batman vanish.
Yes.
That's spooky. Spooky.
Much
That
prefer the
old man.
Batman vanish over the serial
Corvin
killer
doesn't
one.
actually exist. Corvin is all in Kian's mind.
Lord, that's horrifying stuff.
So, are you having fun?
It's there's a lot to do and see. Yeah. I think there's that nervousness and that again that kind of weird yin yangy clash of Kian is drowning themselves in everything of the festival to forget. Kalira has to be seen doing everything at the festival, and so she's lost the spark of like how cool the festival is, because it is now a job.
It's just tedious.
So
I don't think Kian gets that.
well, so I think what happens is we see that again, that perfect union of the yin yang. Kian is an excitable folk. She mentions that she has to go into, you know what, fuck it, let's do the haunted house next. We'll say that there's a haunted house that she has to go to, and she's like putting emphasis on the I have to go to the haunted house, and all Kian hears is there's a haunted house and you can go to a haunted house at the festival. So I think there's the thing of Kian being like, and like kind of grabbing her wrist without like, not doing it like intentionally of like, and just kind of, oh, we're going to the haunted house now, and just scoops her off.
Yeah.
Is there a move you want to hit me with, or do we want to move on to other people and then come back?
This kind of feels like a naivete situation.
Sure.
Like he's just all uh I mean, he doesn't get what actual responsibility is in this
Oh.
in this actually just straight up like responsibility is still someone of a new concept to poor little Kian. Like he gets like dragon riding, yes, when the bells ring I do thing. And but outside of that, it's just
It's
this
that
is
weird.
fun.
It's that weird sense of when your job is risk your life for half an hour and then fuck around for a week. It
Yeah.
becomes a weird situation. I completely get it. I completely get how Kian could be a little lost, especially since Kian is our ball of broken twine and trauma all wrapped up into one. So,
I excel at making those kind of characters.
so yeah, Kian is off like a rocket.
He
And
might actually be adding to her overwhelm just a little bit with how excited he is about everything and well, how he's pushing himself to be excited about everything in some ways.
okay.
But he doesn't realize he's doing it. So it's, it's hard to get mad at him when he's so excited.
That is fair. Oh, apparently my video's off a little bit. Let's shoot the camera over. All right. So then Esther, or Salem, or who else? Who wants to? Kian is going to be lost for a little while.
Yes.
Can I be on the outside of my younger comrades connecting because it's Kian and no, that's
Yeah, no. I will full on take the token for that. I think we see Esther having to sit down because her leg is killing her.
the one I can still feel.
And doubly so the one you can't feel. And as you're sitting down, you see Kian in full hyper bunny mode, just running by with the maiden, and then like you turn over and see Salem, like having a candid moment with the matron, and you see all these just great moments of connection, and you've been ducking this noble every time the noble's looked at you for the past 6 hours. And I'll ask one important question. Esther's son, is he here in Pridehold, or is he in a different hold and writes her letters from that different hold?
Writes her letters from a different.
Understood. So yeah, like, even in the people that come up to Esther and congratulate her, like, you're seeing people who are getting ready for the next choosing, who are preparing themselves for how Pridehold chooses. The next people ascend to the Caldera, and you're seeing people your son's age having fun, and realize you haven't seen your son face to face for probably a couple of years at this point, if not longer. Esther's having a moment.
It's true.
And while we leave Esther in her sad moment, anything Salem wants to do to butt into this, either in this moment, or is Salem still having her own moments with the matron?
They're still having their moments of not caring one bit about themselves and just making sure that everything is going smoothly for the matron's first festival as matron.
So yeah, there's a lot less of that empty seat. Where most times we're a representative of the Warrenguard. My music just stopped in my ear. That's barely with the end of the audio. Let me add that a couple more times and loop that real quick. All right. There's those moments of, where Esther probably again for a couple of years has been lackadaisical as her role as commander. And they're in sometimes where they didn't even set out the seat for a representative of the Warrenguard. They are finally having to go scramble and get one in, and put it up there so that Salem can sit and show as an example.
Yeah.
Let me ask this: the three of you, what are your dragons doing right now? Are they hanging out with Sir Nibs back at the hold, or are they at the festival enjoying themselves?
I guess the question is, where exactly is the festival held? Is it actually within the hold, or is it outside of the hold? Because Basil's kind of big.
I would say there is a wedge of the city that kind of gets taken over. So like there are big field, a big section of fields on the outside of the crater, and then like booths and everything leading down to like the fanciest booths at the very, very bottom of that wedge.
I would imagine they're kind of like patrolling, because like if there's this big festival, it leaves a lot of folks open for, being vulnerable.
I feel like Alarum is definitely at the hold with Sir Nibs.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
100%.
It's doing everything of new cat owner trying to get cat to like them, but with a cav.
Yep.
So Thawne is just racing around the crater at top speed. So Basil
Gotta
is
tucker him out before bedtime.
Basil is supposed to be patrolling. Is Basil actually patrolling?
We've probably perched somewhere high and patrolling that way.
Gotcha.
Like overlooking.
I can see it.
Gargoyle.
I don't need to
Not
be
getting all
sweaty.
Giant purple gargoyle up there.
You hear in your head, I will devour one of these young whelps if they do not desist. And it's the kind of thing of like complaining to complain. And as you guys are doing the tour, you look up and see like at the very lip of the crater, Basil is curled up, wings spread out, and kids are climbing all over him like a jungle gym. But you can tell he's kind of enjoying it, but he has to complain because he's Basil. It's one of those things.
If Alarum hadn't picked up Sir Nibs, I feel like that's where she would have been doing.
Probably.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's one of those things of, constant complaint from Basil in your head, but the second you think about going to stop it or going to go, talk to somebody, it's like, no, you're doing busy things. I will just, persist.
I'll just deal. It's fine.
It's fine.
Fine. Keep your secrets, you little purple dragon.
I'm not so little. I am the biggest dragon in the hold right now.
The biggest dragon.
He's a big boy. Who's
I'm
a
like,
big
I
boy?
can puppy dog. I can puppy dog talk to him, in my head, but if I were to talk normally, he'd be like, don't you fucking dare. He doesn't want the verbal puppy talk. He wants it only
It's the mom, not in public.
Yeah, the whole, yeah. I'm too old for that. But then secretly, yes, I love this.
You're embarrassing me.
Yeah, but secretly loves him. He's a brat. He is a brat.
Yes,
That's
yes.
it. He's my brat.
So who do we want to go to next? The camera's up in the air. Who's got an idea?
Are there any? Can Esther go get a new tattoo?
Ooh.
I'm not gonna say no to that.
Is there a spot Esther can go get a new tattoo? I'm trying to think of what it should be though. Because I have the handing tattoos. I've got a few of them. I feel like she's got to get something else to balance some shit out.
So my question is this. Considering she was underage before leaving the Caldera, what percentage of her tattoos are Yellow Dragon lightning related?
I mean, pretty much all of them.
And
That's
would
what I
being
figured.
underage have stopped her from getting tattoos?
That's also true.
I think her hold would have stopped her from getting tattoos. Maybe.
That's
when
also
she was
that's
underage.
probably true.
We
That's
would
fair.
never. We would never.
Remember, I used to be like you.
Oh yeah.
I used to follow the rules.
Used to be idealistic. So yes. So
I
used to be
Oh,
a
yeah.
blank slate. Used to be
I
a
used
blank
to be
slate
all
like
prim
you.
and proper.
oh my god. I think that's the moment is that we cut back to Esther. And because Lilith isn't here and we have to get somebody to do it, topless in a tattooing chair, like face down, as like they're working on her back.
All the side boob in the world because
Yeah.
she's got her arms up to lay her heads on. The cool hot aunt. I'll take that. I'll take it.
Doing like a picturesque scene of what's the one? What was the second one we did? That well no. I'm trying to think of if has Thawne got the killing blow on anybody? Since the campaign started.
The first night, I think.
Was it the first night during the
The rocks.
rocks? So the birds, yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
So yeah, that basically is what is like an aerial dogfight of Thawne versus the rocks is being tattooed on her back.
Yes.
And
Love
then with our standard thing of we only get these sepia tone flashbacks for Esther, but man, I love them. We flash back to a fresh-faced 18, 19-year-old Esther getting kind of like getting drunk for the first time from her commander, pulling her sleeve up, and the commander inking a single lightning bolt on the inside of her wrist.
Fuck yeah.
And her and that moment of like the morning after of young idealistic Esther staring at this tattoo going, "Oh no, what have I done?" And then with flashes back to that is now a writhing storm with like different versions of Thawne flying up through it. That's an entire sleeve up her arm.
I dig it. Maybe just one of Thawne going up her arm. Different lightning that's kind of swirling and going up around.
That works.
I'm fine with this.
I will say that as like, because again, this is tattooing. Essentially, we're not quite at modern tattoo guns, but we're not quite at hammer and pick tattooing.
Right.
So we are dealing with like the pedal action ones to like get the ink into you. And
It's a good burn!
yeah, you're saying that Thawne is giggling in your head like a maniac because it's tickling him between his wings. And one time, like right when he gets over the spine, when it really digs in, excuse me, Thawne drops out of the air,
No!
and then he moves on, and Thawne catches himself and catches back up again.
Sorry, I meant to warn you. I'm sorry.
Much would the spine hurt for a tattoo?
Just I don't know. I don't have a
Enough,
tattoo on
my
my back.
bone.
Yeah,
It's closer to the bone, the more painful.
yeah.
I was
You,
gonna say,
you
I've got
indicate.
skull tattoos, so.
Yeah.
You'd
I
probably
have
be
a-
fine then.
I'm also a little bit broken because like I know my tattoos on my arm, but like the tattooist for me was like, all right, I'm gonna go back in and color it. This is the time when people say it's hurt, so brace yourself. And then to me, it literally just felt like running a crayon over my skin for the next hour and a half. I felt no pain whatsoever, and I'm like, "Are you sure this is the part that's supposed to hurt?" And you're like, "Yeah, yes, I am."
Well, you lied.
You lied to me.
You
I
lied
feel
to
like
me, Mr.
Salem will
Tattoo Man.
show up, taking the briefest moment, which would probably be long enough to get the rest of the arm tattoo that they've been working on done. So it's just kind of like a tribal thing from wrist to elbow. Just to
Okay.
be, next to their buddy.
I think Kian is the only one in the hold that does not have a tattoo. Or in the
Yeah.
Warrenguard.
Speaking
We'll get
of
you
that,
there, Lowrider.
I think we pull the camera back out and, unknowing to the audience at home, go back in time about 5 to 10 minutes. And I think we've got Kian and Clara doing the silly things. And I think right now they are sitting for a caricature. The two of them. And I think it's one of those things of they initially sat like, Farmer and his daughter, the standard painting. And the caricature artist, as they're working, is like, no, a little bit closer. And you have found yourself kind of like one arm tastefully around her waist, holding Clara to your chest for about 30 minutes now. So you're bright red, but how is but you notice that she is also bright red. So give me the cliff notes of the past hour and a half of Kian and Clara's life, because you've done the haunted house. What else have you done? And again, you mentioned that there was that chance of it being infectious or the chance of it being daunting. Kian 7. Which do you think actually happened? Is Clara losing herself in your infectious joy, or is Clara being dragged along by the man-child?
I think it's actually a little bit different. I feel like I had an idea in my mind for something that might have happened, and so I'm just going to go with it. But
Yes.
I feel like they've almost role reversed at this point, because there was a moment when Kian was like dragging her from the haunted house to some snack or something food related, and he accidentally called her Riley, which was his younger sister's name, because he'd been thinking about, how much Riley would have loved this, and part of why he was throwing himself into everything was because she can't, and so I have to enjoy everything. And so he accidentally calls her Riley, and that kind of puts a damper, because then he has to explain who Riley is, and so she gets...
Quick side note of that. There is the awkwardest moment in the world, though, where she immediately comes in and says, "Oh, is Riley your girlfriend? Should I be jealous?" Like, joking along, thinking that they're having like a fun, flirty moment, and then the story happens.
Yeah, and then there's a Riley was my sister, and I'm not quite sure how they puts a damper on things for a minute, because then he has to explain that the past tense, and briefly explain things, and then so Kian's a bit down after that, and so I feel like she took the initiative on this one and went, "Here, let's go do this. This looks fun." And so she dragged him over to get the caricature done, to try and
Add some levity.
yes.
And also as a moment of just like sitting down and doing that. And again, I think as you, so we rewind what I said a little bit. It wasn't like Farmer and his daughter, being all stoic. She was being all prim and proper. Kian was looking dejected. Kian as like just kind of crumbling in, but the caricature artist has gotten you like he's doing the thing that any good like photographer does, where they tell the little joke to make you laugh unintentionally to get the natural smile. So I think that's been about 45 minutes of that, and I think he reveals it on the thing, and it is ridiculous as all character artists can be. And he says, I only did the one, so whoever pays get. And before he can even finish that sentence of whoever pays gets it, Kalira is throwing money into her hand, snatching it away. It's like, this is mine. I'm keeping it forever.
Aw.
And I think as you guys are then walking past that, you're going past the tattooist booth area. So I think that Esther looks up to see Kian and Kalira hand in hand, with Kalira doing the, like, correct, you can stop me if this is wrong, but Kian doing the no, that is atrocious, I'm taking that away from you, and Kalira going, nah, I'm keeping this forever, kind of like constant keep away fight thing.
Yes.
I tell the
yes,
tattoo
definitely.
artist to tattoo it on my butt cheek. No, I'm kidding. I didn't do that.
But does Esther and Salem say anything to Kian? Or do they let Kian
Not
walk
to
on by?
Kian.
No,
but
I'd like to
no.
think that we kind of just look at each other and just
Eyes,
kind of
yeah,
smile.
we just
yeah.
like, oh, okay.
Like,
maybe
oh,
later.
look at a little lowrider.
Well, maybe later. Mostly, maybe say something later. Over cookies, you know?
Yeah.
Getting my arm fixed up. Yeah. The dream.
So that takes about another hour or so-ish. Dusk is nearly upon us. So again, we do that wonderful thing of the sky turning all the wonderful colors. Fireworks are expected soon.
Hell yes.
So where are you guys going to get your vantage point for the fireworks?
My boy on the ridge.
All right, so Sam goes up with Basil, probably hops in the saddle and like moves the kid, just like kindly, gently moves the kid's side, and just keeps on going. That. Kian, how about you?
My first thought is, can I take Kalira up with on Alarum?
Absolutely, I will not say no to this.
It just sounds right. I love them.
So yes,
them.
like literally the first strains of "I Can Show You the World" are playing in the background.
Yes.
As you guys are sewing around a little bit. Alan won't be able to stay or Alan could, but like probably won't be fully but like doing a few laps around the Warren before landing back in to watch the fireworks.
Yeah.
Esther.
I think she's. Oh.
No, go on.
I was gonna say I think she's up on Thawne. You know, getting a good vantage point from whatchamacallit.
You are calling Thawne down. To like you find a clearing and basically you're reaching out to Thawne to come drop down to come pick you up.
Okay.
And you hear a voice call you through the crowd.
Hang on, give me 1 second. It sounds like. Is that just use? Everybody say something real quick because it sounds like it was getting kind of garbly and staticky.
Hello?
So.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. All right, give me 1 sec. I gotta go see if I can fix this.
Ruining my tension,
quickly.
sound checks.
What?
Curses.
Music is spoiling you.
Oh, that sounds really bad.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
shit.
Like, why? Why you do this? Why you do this? All right, try that now. Everybody say something. Hey. All right,
Hey.
try that now.
Hey.
Hello. This is the sound of my voice. My voice is my passport.
That's not even coming through at all now. Fuck. That's not even coming through at all now. Fuck.
You are.
I mean, yeah.
Well, yes. That's good. That's at least something. All right, give me 1 sec. You too.
Na. Baby, drag it up.
Oh my
Baby dragon up. Na 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 na.
Ah, all right. Let me go see if I can fix it on the other side. Be right back again.
Okie dokies. I mean, we'd entertain chat, but we can't entertain chat.
Nope, nope, nope. That means we can say whatever we want about chat and never get scolded.
I mean, we can get scolded. Especially if they can read lips. Well,
They can't read mine.
if they could, that'd be impressive.
Well, we're also unmuted. It's just really staticky and garbly. It's still
good.
legible, though.
Damn.
Legible. That's not the right word. That's for, like...
They're
Inaudible?
still audible?
Well, not audible, but it can, because something can be audible but not
ooh.
understood.
Discernible.
I could see discernible.
That's a good
Yeah.
word, yeah.
Quantifiable. Itchy nose.
Mm-hmm.
All right, how does that sound now? Damn it, not any better. Huh, why?
Yeah. Weird.
This make me sad.
I need to trim my mustache. My beard's getting kind of wild.
Yeah, mine too.
Yeah.
Actually, it's just my undercut.
Oh, I really need to shave my head again.
I just did mine for my
Well,
presentation, and
pull it.
yeah, if I can pull it, then it's like, and I can.
And you can't see my tattoos anymore.
No. Oh, nope. My mom keeps wanting me to grow my hair out, and I'm like, well, technically, I'm growing out the top so that I can have a long ass braid.
Ooh.
So I want to be like Anna from Overwatch, or if you've ever played what's it called? Gears of War 3, the mother figure in there, Reyna. Shaved
I
head,
peeks.
long
peeks?
braid.
I peeks.
Okay, let's go.
Is it feet?
Sorry.
Yay.
Can you hear me now, everybody?
Hello.
Great.
Yay.
As we were.
As we were, and we're gonna tell 3 sentences and go to break. I apologize.
Oh,
But
well, what the fuck?
I mean, it's not my fault that it broke now. So you call down Thon, and just as you're about to like walk towards him to mount up, you hear a voice calling you, Ms. Estergene, and you turn to see the noble reaching out for you, and he opens his mouth to offer something, and you hear, ka-clang, 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 ka-clang.
Son of a
No.
biscuit.
Everyone mounts up. Clear is dropped off in the Warren, and you guys are flying off. And we will go to break there so that people
Have
can
to make
grab
sure-
water and pee and do all the fun stuffs.
Make
I
sure
tell him, I
don't make
put
any
my
kids
finger up to
fall.
his lips. I gotta go hold that thought before I mount up.
You are so drunk. This is going to be so fun.
Yeah. Oh, guys, let's go.
I'm trying to usher some children away. Like, I don't want my dragon to just go wings beat and kids go flying.
Well, yeah. Yes. Yeah.
All right. We'll be right back,
Precisely.
folks. We'll be back in about
After
5-10 minutes. For those on YouTube, this may be shorter. Depends on if I remember to pause the recording or not. Let's find out.
Yeah, that's true.
And we have
Hey,
returned.
everybody. We have returned. We back.
We back.
Can you hear us okay?
La, 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 la.
Are
Hope
we
so.
still audible?
I could turn it on if you need me to.
You guys aren't coming through again. Let me do this.
Uh-oh.
How about now? No, fuck me.
Curses.
How about now?
Hello?
Testing. Testies,
Hello?
testes. 1, 2. Testes.
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 I'm an adult, I promise.
That's what they all say.
Never grow up, Joe. Never grow up.
I haven't yet. I'm pretty sure I'm the oldest one in this group.
Or not.
I'm older than you are.
You might be. Oh yeah. I forgot.
We've
Usually
conf-
I have to say are not because most of my friends
There
are
we
so
go.
much younger than me.
We have confirmed I am older than you are.
Yeah, I'm just so used to saying it.
I've reached the age where I'm not sure where I'm at in the gaming groups anymore. I used to be one of the youngest, and now I'm in my 30s.
I am
Yeah,
38 currently. I'll be 39 relatively soon.
Just
I
turns
am
37.
1 year under that.
I am the old man.
I
Yeah,
am
okay.
the youngest in this group. I hate it.
Oh well.
Oh, Kian.
Little head
Oh yeah,
pat.
no, because Isabeth's is older than I am, so even when she's here, I'm still the youngest. In fact, I was
Oh.
surprised when I found out how old she was.
Well,
Not that I can remember offhand.
I can. I'm fairly certain I'm older than Elizabeth, but I'm not 100% sure. I think we're close in that. Anyway,
Alrighty.
the bells are ringing.
have-
saddle up.
I have
Saddle up.
drunkenly topped my dragon. Wait.
Don't say that. Don't
That's
say
a
that.
bad way to put that.
As always, if people want to find their way to slide number 7 and our handy dandy little sheet.
I literally didn't want to say
handy-dandy notebook.
mounted.
Handy dandy.
Because I figured mounted would sound worse, but you're right.
Top
did not
sounds worse.
Yeah. Yeah, my bad.
I have to adjust for there only being 3 riders this time.
Oh no.
But we find ourselves.
Can I say something very confusing? I see on slide 7, it looks like it's up. There's a mirror image.
Okay,
Oh,
you
thank
see
God
that
it's
too.
not just me.
No,
Oh, hey.
Okay.
I don't know what's happening.
What happened?
What happened?
It's like this one box, the turn order box, is being
Wait,
mirrored for
This
some
might
reason.
be
Yeah.
my fault because I tried to strike through mini smalls instead of delete mini smalls, and I opened up the formatting in the slide and everything went wonky, so I just closed the formatting of the slide. So this is probably a me problem.
That'll
It's
do
okay,
it.
it looks kind of cool.
Yeah, we're only using this for one more run after this anyway, so.
Okay.
Alrighty then.
I have a question.
I have an answer.
Because we are linked psychically, mentally,
Uh-huh.
is my drunkenness going
Uh-huh.
to affect my dragon?
Oh god.
Thawne
Way to
is
go.
feeling good.
Yes. Awesome.
Thawne is the mix of feeling good, drunken, had those extra harvests you did from those other booths you did, and is still kind of trying to shift you around on the saddle because between his wings hurts from the tattoo you just got. I'm probably going to spend the majority of my tokens giving negatives to Thawne, because Thawne is the most gone at this point.
Oh yes, absolutely.
Speaking of which, Thawne, you're up first. What are you doing, Thawne?
I know. What's going on?
Good question.
Who we fighting?
This
Why the
is
bells ring?
This
Why
is the
why
downside
we
of being
bell?
the fastest thing in the sky, is that sometimes you're faster than the monster, and so you know that that they have foreseen danger happening in the next couple of minutes, but you don't know what that danger is.
So I think what I'm gonna do really quick with Thawne is we're gonna try and shake this off a little bit, and we'll
Okay.
just kind of zip back and forth to do a little quick zoomy back and forth in the sky.
We will call that quickly overcoming an obstacle.
Shake it up.
I am spending 2 of my 3 tokens to give you a -4 to this,
Oh fuck!
because you got yourself done fucked up.
You right. I knew what I was doing. All right. So what are we doing with that? Then what do we call
So
that?
it's quickly overcoming an obstacle. So you're rolling for quick.
Oh, then yes, definitely.
And then
my quick is already 4. I got a 0.
so
So I guess I'm netting 0 altogether.
Oh my goodness.
then you do a great job of trying to shake it off. It does not. Like, you're not clearing that head. You start doing like, we'll do some barrel rolls to kind of clear a head, and you start doing those barrel rolls, and the world keeps on spinning afterwards. And,
Oh god.
Look out below!
that means it's the octopus's turn.
The what-the-puss's turn?
Tentacles break up from under the ground as you see visibly the ground start shaking.
What did
We have
Shazzy name that
jellyfish in
one
the
octopus?
sky. Octopus
King
under the
Marmalade.
earth.
King Marmalade the octopus.
Is it King Marmalade attacking us?
King
Is it
Marmalade
Queen
is attacking
Marmalade?
you. It
Queen
is.
Marmalade is upset. Lady Marmalade is...
Lady
her way.
Marmalade. But it is an underground octopus.
Excuse me?
So that's why you notice they have the aspects of causes earthquakes and sinkholes, long tentacles, and quick to anger. As this thing starts digging its way out. You guys are not a threat to it yet, so it's going to spend one action creating an aspect and another action of its 2 actions it gets per turn to try to eat cows.
Hey, those are our cows!
Well,
Excuse me.
seems like somebody doing a butchering and a lot of blood seeping into the groundwater may have attracted a ground octopus. Which, top 10 best sentences I've ever said in my entire life. So it's going to try to sneakily create an aspect. So it's basically trying to corral the cows. Which gets a 3. So it's not going to be enough to actually... It's going to be enough to create it, but not with a free invoke. So basically the tentacles come up and the herd starts swirling in on themselves as it starts wrapping itself up around them. Ooh, that was fun coming in from the insides of the... Anyway. And it's going to try to pick up cow, and like you see what looks like initially a molehill turning into a mountain just opens itself up as a giant beak, like Sarlacc style, and it's going to try to pick up a cow and just drop it in. So that's going to be another sneaky attack.
That is our cow, sir!
That is a 6 on that, so that cow is gone. That cow no longer... In fact, a couple of cows no longer exist at that point.
The noble we bought them all from is sitting there over in the corner going, my cow bitches!
Yes, my
Sorry.
cow
Yeah,
bitches.
my cow bitches, yes.
My cow bitches.
I own that RPG. We should play that sometime. Someone else should run that so I can play that sometime. But we can avatar it up.
It's pretty fun. I've run it once.
I played in
For a
a prophetic professional run game of it and got the free copy
nice.
as part of buying the ticket. So I was like, oh yeah.
Nice.
I played an earthbender. I destroyed a fleet of ships because I was a badass.
At the end of the one shot we ran, I ran I can't remember what it's called, the one that's in the book, the adventure in the book, in the quick start, I think. At the end of that, the rest of the PCs convinced the naive one that he was the next airbender. The next, not airbender,
Next
Avatar.
the Avatar, yeah. It was hilarious.
No. All right,
April Fool.
Basil, you are up.
I is up. I see all these cows just kind of disappear into a big mouth in the ground. That's scary. I want to drop purple orbs into the mouth.
Okay, you just trying to do damage to it.
Yeah. So.
Alrighty, that's gonna be flashily attacking.
Flashly.
It is pretty flashy.
Ooh.
Either flashily or forcefully, I'll give you. Which I believe flashily is better for...
They're the same.
Oh, the same?
They're both the same.
Then yeah.
5.
Okay.
It definitely wasn't careful.
So it's going to try to... It can't really sneak away from this, so it's going to try to quickly evade. It gets -2. So that's 5. It is not going to take stress on that. It will take a moderate consequence of indigestion.
You hurt my belly.
You hit a weak point, and it gets 1 stress. So it has 2 stress left and 2 consequences.
I just do like an airdrop of orb.
Oh yeah, God, they're homing orbs too. You full on
Yeah.
JRPG this shit of just zooming into its weak point. And last but certainly not least, our slowest girl, Alarum.
That's because we take a minute to think about our actions before we take them.
This is why Kalira is back on the Warren and not strapped to the back of a saddle, screaming on for dear
Yes.
life.
Man, I don't even know what this would actually be, but my thought is to corral the herd away, and I'd actually corral them, but more specifically, create like a fence from my ice.
So
Just
what we'll say is that
yeah.
the corralled aspect is already on there because its tentacles are kind of all bringing it in. What you're basically trying to do is, because we can't go a week without doing some kind of Western influence, you're doing a good on cow rustling. And you need to get them out of this corral and then get them. Okay, so that's going to be overcoming an obstacle. So how are we doing that? Like, what actions are you taking to do that? Aegis.
I'd say probably clever.
Okay, I could see that. Of you again. This is knowledge you have. So you feeding knowledge to Alarum of, hey, the herd's gonna move like this. Let's move like this.
Yeah.
When I put my hand up on your hip, you dip, we dip, you dip, I dip, we dip. So go ahead and give me a clever overcoming an obstacle.
I'm going to spend one of my tokens to for my sharpest eyes, keenest senses aspects, because I rolled shit. So that makes it a 4.
Okay, that is just enough to break through. So we are negating the corralled aspect. No creating a new aspect of your own or anything like that. But the corralled is now off the table. It cannot be invoked by the octopus. As you ride herd, yeah, and then get the cows out of there. Mm-hmm. That brings us top of the order. Our good old drunken duo of Thawne and Esther.
Let's do this! No, I'm just kidding.
God damn.
All right, so I can see this jackass now. This stupid.
Yes, this jackass is very visible.
Stupid octopus. All right, I want to shoot lightning at it.
All right, shoot lightning at it. I am going to invoke my last token just because it's funny as fuck, and I'm not going to stop laughing about it, to give you a -2 onto this roll because, again, you are seeing 3 octopi that are swirling within each other at the moment.
That's true.
Which of the octopus is real?
I don't know. I think I'm gonna use one of my tokens though to make sure I can do my lightning strikes twice.
Okay.
So that I can hit him a couple of times. Let me see.
So yeah, so it's you use one of your tokens to get a +2 on this roll. Which aspect are you invoking? Whether it's one of your strong moves, whether it's one of the.
It would be the stun.
The stun just happens. You don't need to spend a token for that. That's what that's the glory of stunts.
Okay, so probably quick then, because.
Okay, so yeah, you're attacking quickly. Yeah, that's great. But it's basically which of your aspects. So is it the aspect blah blah blah.
The
fastest thing in the sky.
That's
we get that perfect. Just want to know so that you spend that 1 token. You get +2, which negates my -2. So straight roll on quick for me.
I got a 1.
You got a 1. All right. It is going to try to sink back below because it's no longer corralling. So it's going to try to sneakily evade this. It got a 2, so that attack does not go off. But
damn it!
You can use your stunt now if you want to and attack again.
Yes. And then I just roll another.
Yes, you roll another attack. Go ahead and do that while I explain to the
I got
audience
it.
at home.
I got a 2 on that one.
All right, perfect. I'll roll in a second. What is happening is one of the stunts that Estrogene has created for her dragon is called Lightning Strikes Twice. Once per session, after attacking, she can immediately attack again.
Chain lightning, bitch.
It got a 0, but its sneaky is still a 3.
Damn it.
That brings us to its turn. It's going to do 2 attacks. One on Alarum because you took its food away.
Yep.
And the second one will go on Basil or Thawne, which one of you is closest to it? I'll let you guys decide that.
I did like a flyby when I did mine, so I'm unsure. I'm unsure if I'm still around.
I think I might be. I don't feel like lightning has necessarily the longest range, so
Okay.
I feel like I have to be somewhat kind of
yeah.
close
That's
to be,
that's
you know what I
perfectly
mean?
fine. So that means the second attack is going to go on Thawne.
Not that I want to get attacked.
yeah.
I'm just
But no, and that is the whole
hit
fun.
me, daddy. No, sorry.
Oh my!
Oh.
Behave yourself.
Oh, I about ruined another keyboard with coffee.
Aegis,
Sorry.
you can't break the new players who join us, otherwise they won't keep coming back.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay,
But
I'm
if they
pretty
can't
inured.
handle me now. I'm just kidding.
I'm pretty inured to spit takes, especially after last night. They tried intentionally
There you go.
causing me to spit my drink last night.
All right. So the first attack on Alarum, it's doing a sneaky attack, trying to like come up below and grab you. It got a -3 with a 3 sneaky is 0. What are you using to defend? I really should have I did that backwards. I apologize. So how are you defending
That's
yourself?
fine. I was figuring sneaky as well.
Okay.
To just sort of blend with the sky and just not be where they expect me to.
So go ahead and roll your defense.
Holy God. What did you say you rolled?
I got a 0.
I also got a 0 because I rolled a -3.
Okay.
And I have a 3 sneaky.
So defenders win on ties, and you're lucky. And so same exact thing happened with me. I rolled a -3 with the 3 sneaky. This attack's gonna come on the Thawne. Thawne, how are you defending yourself?
I am just gonna try to be quick. I mean,
Nice.
what is he trying to hit me like with his big old tentacle?
Yeah, it's what he has to attack with. Earthquakes are basically kind of rampaging out throughout everything as it digs through the ground. But yeah, it can't really attack you guys with earthquakes, but it can reach up a
Right.
tentacle to pluck you out of the sky.
No, it can't because I'm speedy.
Well, then give me a quick roll, quick defense.
Okay. I got a 0 and my quick is 4.
Okay, well I got -1. It's quick. It's sneaky is 3, so got on 2. You definitely win on that. We come down to Basil next. Basil.
Oh. Let's see. I see this and I take advantage of the tentacle that's reaching for Esther and Thawne. I want to use more homing orbs on it.
Okay, just straight up another
Like another flyby kind of thing.
another forceful flashy attack. All right, go ahead and hit me with it.
Alright, let's go. Oh, that doesn't look good. 0.
Okay, it's gonna try to sneakily defend and not be, because it is still mostly underground at this point. That's still a 2 on it, so it inures your attack.
Yeah.
You put some big divots into the good pasture land around. Again, you know, my cabbage is screamed out across the land as the noble is watching his cow patch essentially get destroyed by this.
My cow pitches. There we go. Perfect.
And of course, we're back down to the bottom of the order. That is Alarum and Kien.
Yes. So I think this would be like creating an advantage.
Aspect, but go on.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, in my stunt, it's listed as create an advantage. Which is where I was reading from. So, but what I was thinking is, Alarum will, like, hover almost right above the beak and then just, shoot darts of ice through each of the tentacles, that's the word, to keep them from being retracted back into the earth, to be able to, so they're stuck.
Gotcha.
So like pin them down.
Just, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, go ahead and roll me. We'll call it cleverly creating an advantage. Or creating an aspect. Damn, you're gonna be doing it too. Curse you, typo. It's gonna try to sneakily defend on that.
Fair.
Curse
Oh,
my
I need to
rolls.
clear my cache.
Yeah, I had to do that.
I can spend a token after I roll
Absolutely.
to add my...
Until we find out the
I'm-
results, you can spend as many tokens as you want.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that to tap my I spit sharp darts of deadly ice aspect.
There you go. What'd you get?
Them's deadly.
A total of 2 after I used that token.
Okay. Well, sadly, it got a 0 on the die. It's got a 3 on its sneaky. So that does not quite snuff up there on that. Back around, we're up to Thawne.
How does it see?
You see, it does have 2 giant eyes that are big and watery and have like weird texture lids that go over it before it goes underground. And also, it seems to like flatten out its tentacles and feel the vibrations of the ground as well.
Okay. Can I try to blind it by like shooting lightning and flashing and...
Fuck yes, that is a quick or flashy creating an aspect.
I would think flashy. I mean, no, that would be more flashy than quick.
Okay. Go ahead and roll for me.
-2 plus my 2 of flashy.
Okay. Just trying to be careful to protect itself. It sucks at being careful. So that is 2 as well. So it's... So wait, -2 plus 2 you said? Or... So did you...
-2 plus 2.
So you went out to 0?
Yeah.
All right, so it manages to resist off of that. It's blubbery skin taking the hit and shrugging it off.
Damn it.
It is its turn. It is going to try. As a reminder, by the way, you guys do have it does have that consequence on the field. It does have a free invoke on that. That's what the little X is for the moderate consequence. It is
indigestion.
Yes, the indigestion. If you guys want to fuck it up or at least
You are
distract
welcome.
I think it's going to be Thawne and Basil this time as things it's going after.
Okay.
Because it does recognize that Basil hurt it the most, and Thawne keeps on shocking it, even if it's quite literally grounding itself. But so first attack is going to be on Thawne. How are you defending?
I'm going to keep trying to zap it, honestly.
So that'd be a forceful or a flashy defense.
Flashy.
Okay.
Forceful is 1, F that.
Well, I mean, Thawne is a pretty tiny boy, and is not.
So I got a 1 on that with my flashy, which is 2, so that would be 3.
Okay. It got a 1 on its sneaky, with a 3 of a sneaky, so it's gonna be 4. So you take 1 stress. So fill in one of your stress boxes.
All right, that doesn't count as an obstacle though, right?
No.
Okay. So that I wouldn't be able to use my sheer speed.
No, that is if, for example, if you instead of Alarum were getting the cows out by like sheepdogging the cows to get them out of the corral, that's overcoming an obstacle. Or
Gotcha.
like if it had decided to like protect itself by bringing boulders in around itself, you getting past that is overcoming an obstacle in order to be able to hit it.
Okay.
Heard, Chef. So that is at attack. Second attack is going to be on the basils. How is the basil protecting the basils?
Being careful and dodgy.
Okay, so just taking the time, absolutely. Go ahead and roll careful dodge. Or careful defense.
The Artful Dodger.
4.
All right, it only got a 3 on it, sneaky. You managed to get out of the way. It is up to you, Basil. That is your turn for the Salem and Basil duo.
I want to. Is it out of the ground again? Did it come back up?
Yeah, it's coming. It's like something that lives in the ground. So it is surfacing and attacking, and then trying to pull itself back down to like sneakily attack you from other aspects. Like I've been rolling sneaky to attack because it's never the 2 tentacles you see that are the ones that are attacking you guys. It's erupting a new one out from beneath you.
Yeah. I want to intimidate with better than you.
Okay. So that is flashily intimidating. So.
And adding +2.
Yep. So go ahead and add that +2. Go ahead. It's your flashy. Then roll the die. Add that as well, and that'll be creating an aspect, and it will try to defend against that.
7.
Jesus.
One of us, but it needs to start rolling well.
I know.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so that
For
is
a while it's okay.
that is definitely succeeding with style. It got a 1 on its roll after the fact, so it is cowed.
Yeah.
Pardon the pun.
Good.
And has 2 invokes on it.
Cowed.
Alarum. 3 free invokes on the field. What are you doing?
Trying to think of a way that I could coax it further out of the ground so that it loses some of its advantages of hiding.
Man, if only you had a giant bronze dragon who could just drag it out onto the ground.
I know.
Damn. Oh well, we're gonna have to make do without it.
Well, I was more thinking of making use of the quick to anger the quick to anger aspect that it has,
Absolutely.
and just aggravating the shit out of it so that it's.
Do you have a token to get the +2 off of that, or just using that as a fact in the world?
We'll see what the dice say.
Okay. Then this is going to be a careful defense
DVD.
because it needs to keep its head cool. Go ahead and attack. I would say either clever or quick, trying to
Oh, clever. You know what my quick is.
I do. I'm going to give an option, even though I know you guys are never going to choose that one.
Would my no one else would notice stunt apply here? When I carefully read a scene to look for details no one noticed, I had a +2 to create an advantage.
I would say
no?
since you're actively doing something to bring it out onto the surface, then no.
Okay.
If this was
Yeah,
more
that's
of
fair.
like, hey, I noticed that it's got like right behind the eyes, there's a weak spot, and you deciding that you putting that
Right.
into the world, that's what that is. Is you
Okay,
because
okay, I
again,
see.
blues are the squirrel of the ADHD squirrel of the Dragon World. They see everything.
And I think I am going to spend a token to get the +2 from quick to anger on it.
All right, are you
Sure,
taking
it's
any of
on
the
its
free
aspect.
invokes as well or no? As a reminder, taking a free invoke doesn't mean that the aspect disappears. It just means that no one can do it for free. They have to spend tokens to feed into it.
Does it anybody mind if I take the 2 on cowed for the +4?
No.
Because I feel like no matter how afraid it is, it's gonna be that much more pissed off.
Alrighty.
It's hangry.
Okay, so let's see. I rolled,
So that'd be +6.
so that's a 10.
Okay. It got a 0 on its careful. So we'll add the new thing of breached, and has the two more free invokes. Spent 2 to get 2.
Well done.
I suppose.
Back up to Thawne.
Or the 1, 6, well.
What should I do for this fucker? I mean, I could probably use how much like more of him is out or able to be hit.
He is fully above the ground at this point. Basically, I'll you know what, you're right. I've been neglectful as a GM to narrate things and going more towards just like rolls back and forth. So yeah, as Alarum swoops in and starts nipping at the tentacles and pulling back and nipping and pulling back and nipping and pulling back, it actually fully stands up on 4 tentacles and removes itself from the ground, trying desperately to reach Alarum, as Alarum like gets lost among the sky. So it is fully out, and like it can, if given the chance, will go back underground and like shimmy and like dig itself back down.
All right.
But as of right now, there is nothing below ground anymore.
All right, then now I want to strike him with more lightning, and I would like to use I'll use one of my tokens, and then I'll use one of the X's from Breached.
I will say this, just as somebody who, like, again, because you guys are lesser experienced with the system, if you're going to attack, it is always good to try to sweep the border free invokes, because remember, the more damage you do or the higher disparity of the rolls, the more I've got to either come up with consequences to help survive that, or won't be able to do that at all. If Alarum's roll had been an attack and not just creating an aspect, that would have almost assuredly wiped me out completely, or put me on like death's door as the octopus. So if you're gonna take one free aspect, take them all. Is basically my suggestion.
So I had a funny thought, but I wasn't quite sure. Like,
Okay.
I know he's got indigestion now, and me as a drunk person who has been flying and flinging about the sky. Can Thawne like vomit onto the octopus and kind of tag that indigestion?
You know what?
Okay.
I've got
Giving it a metaphobia.
I've got an idea.
Eh.
So we're gonna sweep all the tags. We're gonna sweep breached off 2. We're gonna sweep the one. You said you were using an extra.
Sweep the leg.
Sweep the leg, Johnny. You said you're using an extra token, right, as well, to get another +2 from something.
If I'm sweeping it of whatever, then I don't want to use a token.
Okay, so
I was trying to leave some stuff on the board that people could use, but then
yeah, so give me a flashy or a quick roll.
we'll do quick with that.
To attack, and then he can't sneakily because he's.
No. All right. So I got 0. So I've got my quick, which is 4.
And then that was
And then-
3 invokes, so that is. So you got a 10.
I got a 10.
And he got -2 on his careful of 0.
You damn fucking right he did.
So, as Thawne projectile vomits across this thing, and like then trails it off onto the ground, and then does like a kind of like reverse lighting of the gasoline. The lightning bolt gets into the vomit. It climbs up the tentacle up into the thing, and then flashes from the ground up to the clouds to kind of like unground, because you ungrounded him by getting him out of the ground. You basically fry this thing completely. Because even if I get so 6
Calamari.
Yeah, so if I got a severe consequence and then a mild consequence and then used both of its stresses, I would still have 2 floating left over from you. So he's just out.
Excellent.
So then let me clear.
Thawne's hungry.
Oh yeah, no.
I feel better.
Thawne is the equivalent of puking and rallying right now. He's now completely fine. So let's wrap that up there. You guys.
Sorry, everybody.
Had
Yeah.
to end it on that note.
Oh, I
there's,
had to
there's,
go
there's
there.
definitely like full on like Thawne has to go dip in the water of a nearby river before returning back because there is definitely Esther puke down the side of Thawne. Of the Esther leaned over and puked and then did the car thing of it just coated the side of Thawne.
Yeah,
Thawne's not having it.
Sorry, buddy.
All he keeps like sulling in your head saying, if I was Basil, I would dump you for this. You would be on the ground. I would have dumped you from the sky. If I was Basil.
But you're not Basil, and that's why I love you.
So yeah, he goes and washes off real quick. We never fucking decided what we do with the monster bodies, but fuck it, calamari. You're right. As like the what remains of the hold guards go charging out there with cleavers and collection buckets to start carving up this thing, and start like distributing it. That just happens. We go into our epilogue. What's the final scene we find with everybody? I think Esther. So, no, we're gonna end on Esther. We'll start with Salem. We'll start with Salem. Where does Salem go? Does Salem go back to the Warren? Does Salem go back to Altram?
I make sure Basil's okay. I explain, do not eat the cow. Please. You'll never hear the end of it from Altram.
Alarum.
Alarum, yeah.
Yep. Curse
We'll
you,
never
Isabet's
hear
for giving the matron the same,
Exactly.
nearly the same name as Kian's dragon.
Exactly. So, yeah. No, don't eat. You'll never hear the end of it. And then I head down to, yeah, the other one.
You head down to Altram. Let me ask you this, and this is a bit more above board. What does Salem hope from this interaction? Is Salem looking to connect with Altram, or just be a friend to Altram?
Probably expecting more, but just enjoys their company. So if anything more happens, probably would just as happy, if not happier, if something more happened, but just likes being around this person.
Then I think we have that moment
Okay.
of everyone like slowly coming out of the shelters, like kind of forcing themselves to get back into the mood of the festival, and then the fireworks starting as nighttime fully hits, and we have Salem sneaking in and passing a water to Altram, knowing she probably has not drunk in this entire time, like, you know, since the last time you gave her water. And Altram sips it and is staring up the fireworks, and we zoom in on the hand that is like, it does the whole thing where it's like just touching, just barely touching, and then she curls her pinky around yours.
Okay.
And then the camera will fade off.
Cute.
We'll go up to the Warren, where I assume Kian has Kian finds damn it, all the fucking K names. Everyone hooked up with everyone. Kalira with Sir Nibs, like brushing Sir Nibs down, and Alarum starts like prancing happily.
Oh my gosh, I love it. Yes.
I think again we have a little bit like a semi Aladdin moment of Kian taking Kalira to the edge to watch the fireworks and doing like the it's nervous at first, but then the couple thing of like Kian's behind her and has his arms wrapped around her, and this kind of like she's leaning back into him and he's leaning into her as they're watching the fireworks. So then comes the important question. And I'm going to put a token up here and just have this floating here for you, because I like making things sad. Does Aegis go back to the festival, or does Esther go back to the festival, or has Esther had too much and slinks back to bed?
How many tokens do I have now?
It's up to you. I don't know.
I've got 2 tokens. Esther goes back to the festival.
There we go. Love is love. Love wins. There's that moment.
It's not gonna go well because she's got some puke all over her clothes too, and she's like, she's feeling a little better, but still not like quite aware of herself. So she's thankfully going for a guy that doesn't mind her at her worst.
I think there's this desperate moment of like Esther in the river trying to clean puke off her rider's jacket a bunch of times, like it just not quite working, and saying fuck it, and just leaves the jacket on Thawne's saddle. And I think the camera flashes over, and we see the noble, who still does not have a name. Fuck it, we don't need names. And he's looking like in a sea of faces staring at the fireworks. He is staring back at where Esther had left. And almost deflatedly, he like puts his head down, like acknowledges it, and is turning to go back to the fireworks. And as the camera's zooming in on him doing that, we see a hand with missing a middle finger grab his shoulder, whip him around, and even though it tastes of booze and drugs and grapes and puke, I think there's a full-on cupping the back of his neck, pulling him into a kiss as the fireworks happen in the background.
Oh,
I approve.
love it.
And that's where we're going to end tonight's episode. So,
Esther's gonna have a happy ending, maybe.
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 Alrighty then. As always, it's time to wrap up.
Love it.
Let's go around. Everybody, quick reminder of who you are, where people can find you, any upcoming projects that you should be plugging, things like that. Aegis?
Hey, it's me. I'm gonna be here. You can stick around because I'm probably gonna be playing some Dreamlight Valley and
There you go.
vibing.
And on to Lou.
Hi, Tallulah and Chill. I'm not streaming yet. I'm about to be probably in the summer.
Hey, there we go. Keep a watch out for it. Make sure you follow them.
Yeah.
Down to Isabitz. Isabitz is not here, but I will point out that Isabitz is available every Wednesday, either on the Shadow of Nox YouTube channel or the Shadow of Nox channel itself, Twitch channel, playing Rangers, either a Blue Ranger on the Twitch channel or the Yellow Ranger. I could be wrong on that. I'm probably wrong on that on the other one. Forgot what she is on the podcast. I'm a monster. I'm a terrible, terrible person.
I feel like I remember her saying yellow.
How dare you,
But
Joe?
on Sundays she runs Call of Cthulhu. I'm a player in it. I'm the only one who doesn't have secrets. It's a very weird experience for me. But go follow her. She's also doing some solo streaming now. She did stream some Diablo 4 the other day. It was kind of fun. Yes, follow her. Follow all these people. They're amazing. But Shadows of Nox as well. Ava.
Yeah, I'm Ava Rogers. You can find me on Twitter occasionally, or I refuse to call it X. You can find me on Twitter
There
at
you
that
go.
nerdy writer.
We don't call it Twitter here. Calling it
Monday
X
night-
means Elon wins, and Elon never wins in this house.
You can find me Monday nights over on the Shadows of Nox Twitch. And as mentioned earlier, the Shadowrun Arcology podcast on the most recent episodes, if you've listened to it. If not, it'll take you a minute to catch up to where I'm at. And that's me.
As a reminder,
Yeah.
That's me.
If you are listening to an episode of the Arcology podcast and Ava is not in it, make sure you comment on it, whether it's on Spotify, Apple Music, wherever you find your podcast, and say, "Where's Ava?" And just keep on doing that repeatedly. mainly because I think it's funny as fuck at this point, and I really want it to happen. So just go out there and be menaces. Be nice menaces, but be menaces.
But be menaces. Be degenerates upon the interwebs.
My name is Joe, also known as Clockwork Tuba. I do Twitch stream when my internet lets me, which it hasn't really. That's why I've been doing it here. But I do have a YouTube channel because fuck you, internet. You can't stop me from uploading shit. And I've been uploading things onto YouTube. So go ahead and watch me over there. There might be something new, even some fun things hidden amongst things that I send an email off literally during the break that might mean fun things in the future. Let's find out. But what we've been playing is Warrenguard. Warrenguard is a fantabulous game written by Natalie Putum. It is again amazing if you've had fun playing, like even just watching it. It's very easy to run, very easy to play. So I'm trying to vamp while I get my chat commands up and running so I can see, get my little art thing. There we go. Also, the gorgeous Starting Soon BRB artwork that you'll see on the YouTube side of things is created by Natalie Chenard at Ghost Candle. Our overlay for the main part of the game is created by Aegis with artwork by Shan Benian at Anon B Draws. The design of the layout I did steal shamelessly from Abby Kelly at ABZ Kelly. Basically, wonderful people. They're all really cool. Like, they've all been super helpful, and we have one more game of this, and it's kind of fantastic, and I'm super excited, and I cannot wait. And I want to thank everyone for putting up with my shenaniganery and me trying to rope them into a game where they get to ride Durgans. Yes.
And thank you for putting up with all of our shenaniganery.
Yeah, it's just
Shenaniganery.
go to at this point.
Yeah.
But we're gonna say goodbye to YouTube. So bye YouTube.
Bye YouTube. Peace out.